drag is known to, like, when you put it on, it makes people wittier, tittier, and prettier. That's kind of like the illusion and like the illusion and delusion of drag. So I guess it creates a little bit of a delusion, which makes my confidence feel a little bit better, because when I'm just me, I like overthink stuff and I'm like, I don't want to get hurt, you know? And then if I have something distracting me a little bit more, I guess it helps a little bit.
What's up? Welcome back to Epically Latered. When Vice first asked me to do a couple more episodes, and we were trying to figure out what skaters to do, Chandler Burton's name was like almost the first name that popped in my head. Not only is he an amazing skater, but he's got like just the interesting personality, the exact kind of things I think of as the perfect combination for what this show's about. And you know, when we started the show, it wasn't always like legends. Spanky, Jerry, these people are kind of legendary. But at the time, they were just the current dude skating, and I felt like getting Chandler, he's not at the sunset of his career, he's just in it, skating every day, filming, and this is it. Chandler Burton, Epically Latered. I hope you enjoy it. Say your name real quick.
My name's Chandler Burton.
You're an alcoholic. No, I'm just kidding.
And I'm an alcoholic. And I'm 30 years old, and I'm a fairy. I was born and raised in Costa Mesa, California. I was a really weird kid, very hyper, couldn't really sit still, and never thought that I would ever be into skateboarding because I actually hated it. I was more into like making like weird drawings of like Tim Burton-esque type stuff, so I was very artsy growing up. I was kind of like a little bit of an attention whore too, and it probably had to do with some trauma I had at home. I think as a kid, I didn't really feel like I was seen or heard for like my true self. I never really felt like I belonged. I didn't feel like I belonged on this planet. I felt like I was just shot into my body one day and just was trying to like navigate life. Started skateboarding at like 15. Honestly, I like loved skateboarding. I like fell in love with skateboarding. Like it just made me feel away from everything. And I was totally ridiculed for it. Like everybody thought I was super fucking weird, and everybody would call me like little girl because I had like long hair with like a little bandana, and I looked like Axl Rose. It was one of those things where I loved feeling like there were eyes on me, but also me being like, fuck you. Like it was like a big like punk thing. And it was something that I could just do alone. Like I didn't need people around me to like do it. So just going to the skate park was fun because it had like all the obstacles, but I always knew that I had myself to do it with too. At like 15, I got really heavily into like drug use. I was just like smoking weed with my friends, and I didn't know what certain things were, and someone was like, smoke this pill off tinfoil, and I did it. They're like, it's just like weed, it just like lasts longer. And I like fell in love with like oxys and like smoking oxys off tinfoil. From oxys, they weren't making them anymore, so I got into Xanax and was like just blacking out all over Newport Beach, was stealing out of people's cars. I was actually on the front page of the Daily Pilot for being arrested for stealing out of cars. So every parent, when I was 17 years old, knew who Chandler Burton was and that he was gonna steal your shit, so nobody wanted their kids to be around me. I was going to jail, I was in and out of rehab. My home life was really fucked up, just couldn't put the tinfoil down. Finally had a moment where I was in like DUI court where I tried to get 30 days, and I got 30 days and like ended up relapsing and came back, and I went home and my mom found me because I used to steal their like alcohol and their pills from the room, and they had locked it, but I always climbed through the window. And then my mom came home to like take me out to lunch because she knew something was up too. The look on her face was kind of like, oh, my son's gonna die, and there's nothing I could do about it. And for some reason, that like moment of just like my mom kind of giving up was like the moment where I was like, oh, I need to change my life. And then I got sober at 19. So I was sober 2.5 years, and I thought that maybe in my head I was like bisexual because I was like, I had girlfriends, I was like having sex with women, like the whole thing, like we do. But I had a feeling I was gay when I downloaded Grindr, and I was like looking at profiles and like talking to people, and I started like literally drooling and like salivating and just like was like heart pounding, like this like weird like endorphin rush that like I got from drugs, which was crazy that I was like getting it with that. So when I was 21, that's when it started. And then 22, I found a guy on Grindr that I like fell in love with. That was like my first boyfriend. So that's when I came out to my parents. My parents were like, my dad was like, I got your back. Cause my dad's an ex-Army Ranger. Like he's pretty like brutal with stuff sometimes. My mom was totally fine. I feel like she kind of already knew, but then that was like her moment when she was like, okay, how does my outfit look like in the mornings? They knew like my boyfriend at the time. They like liked him. They love my boyfriend now. Like they almost love him more than they love me.
How'd you meet Chandler?
Online dating app for homosexuals.
Grindr?
Scruff. Grindr with beards.
Grindr's an app for meeting skaters, right?
Yes. For grinding rails.
Grinding rails.
When I was skateboarding, I didn't really care like if I was getting sponsored or like getting free stuff or like making it. I just wanted to skate because I like loved it. And then I saw on Instagram that Grosso's Love Letters was like happening and they wanted to do like a queer one. And I was like, I'm down to help.
Welcome back to The Letters. I'm your host, Jeff Grosso, and we're here with Chandler Burton, skateboarder extraordinaire, to learn about queer skateboarding. Hello.
Hello. That's like when I arrived in skateboarding, it was just like, here he is, you know, like here's this like gay skateboarder. And then Unity started, and that's when kind of the whole me filming with my friends started.
Unity is like a community-centered skateboard project around like queer and trans people in skateboarding.
It was basically just a platform for like queer skaters to find each other online, and Jeff was just reposting people's stuff. And it's like, oh, this person, this person.
It's just like an ever-growing, endless community of queer and trans skaters that like we wanted to support and give them a board, and like we'd skate and like post it on Instagram.
There were queer skateboarders just like me that like I could relate to and like I could see, and like visible people skateboarding that were like gay and like trans. And it was like the moment where I was sober, working on a rehab job. Like there was like a lot of like internal struggles that I was having with just like life in general. Being sober, being gay, just like navigating life and like not feeling like there was much of a purpose. So that was like a moment where I felt like I was able to do something with my life.
He really wanted to rep the brand. I was like, I need to be a part of the team, and like, I mean, I was painting boards for people like one by one at the time, so we weren't like a real company like that or anything. And yeah, I guess like maybe a year later, when we started their skateboards, he was definitely someone we wanted to skate for it.
He hit me up and was like, we're gonna start a team. It's called Their Skateboards and we want you to ride for it. I was like, fuck yes. I love Jeff and what he does and like everything that like Unity has created for like queer people in skateboarding, that I feel like it was just a no-brainer, and it was, the yes was so easy. I was just like, yeah.
Could you talk about the name, where the name came from?
There? I have no idea where the name came from.
I have no idea what the concept is. I still don't.
I just think it's just there.
I think Jeff just picked a random word.
There, and then it was just like there, like a place.
I don't know why he picked the name there at all.
Where did you get the name There?
Good question, that's a secret.
The main people were me, Marby, Brianna King, Nader, James Petoniak, Kat Sai, Keen, Jessica, Bailey. Cher is on it now. Marie is on there. If I'm forgetting anybody else, I'm sorry. Jeff hit me up and was like, we don't want it to just be gay people. We want like a straight person. We want like straight people too. And I was like, I got ideas. So I hit up Chris Cole. He declined, but he wanted to do it.
Hear me out. I know it's a long shot, and I love that you ride for zero, but Chris Cole and their skateboards. And then I think he said something like, it's poaching season, bitch, or something like that.
Chandler's skating is so gnarly. He's like a giant.
Because Chandler wears baggy stuff, I just didn't expect Chandler to be as tall as he is.
It just like looks really cool to see a big guy flying around like that. I think he's all tall and bearded and stuff.
His skating is like fast and exciting, and it's just like really cool and like powerful.
Takes big plops, which I like. He's not afraid to like roll off a big ass roof.
He's a good fisheye skater because he's long, but he crunches up into a ball, which the best fisheye skaters are always skaters that can get small. I love shooting with Chandler. We've shot a ton of stuff, and he can make anything look good, which is, as a photographer, that's like your favorite type of skater.
We went up to LA, and he just did like a forward flip down the stairs. Before that moment, I didn't know that Chandler was so good at that random trick. I guess dolphin flip is its proper name.
It's like a hard trick, I'd say, for people to kind of be like, I'm like hyped on this, you know? But Chandler has like that trick locked down.
I think when I saw like his clips from like the Dime Glory Challenge thing, like last year or something, I was like, Jesus, like, oh shit, like he's like actually trying to skate.
A nollie 360. Oh my God. And drag too. Pretty epic.
Does your drag have a name and a different identity?
Well, that's Titus, yeah. Titus Cunt. With a V. I feel like I'm constantly figuring myself out, and that's kind of where my drag comes into, is like, I don't know, being Chandler is fun, but like also like taking it to like the next level is like even more fun. Like I could be whatever the fuck I want.
What's the personality of your character?
Chaotic, crunchy, and crawled from the LA sewer. I just feel like nothing was ever gendered for me. Like even like as a kid, like 12 years old, I was like, I don't understand why like this is for girls. Like I like it too. And it's not even, I'm not even coming at it like as a non-binary standpoint either. That's kind of, I identify as like gender fluid as Chandler. And it's just because like, I don't believe that like I need to like gender myself. And I don't believe that I like don't have a gender. I believe that like I could like just be everything and it's totally fine.
You want to go skate?
Let's skate. I didn't see you there. There's definitely social standards on everybody, every single person. You know, like people want to be like, be yourself, but it's just not that easy. Yeah, I feel feelings when I walk out and drag and people are like, whoa, oh my God.
Pretty good spot.
Yeah, it is.
Backside flip.
I might be down.
All the way?
Maybe.
Come on.
Guys, see that? I'm gonna do it.
Yeah?
Yeah, oh yeah. I almost did it on that last one. It's just, the bump is so quick, and going fast with like that little bump is crazy feeling.
What the fucking hot,
I don't know if I can do this anymore.
Fucking sucks ass. I haven't focused this in like a year. Over it. My ass is wrecked. I fell so hard on a couple of those, it was bad.
The contrast with Chandler is really funny because if you see him, like if I just saw him like walking towards me, I'd be like, damn, this guy's kind of scary.
He has his like Duck Dynasty look or whatever, you know? He just definitely like, he goes for that. And so like, if you don't know him or you don't talk to him, you might just assume he's not gonna be a nice person.
Everybody thinks I'm the biggest fucking asshole before they meet me. Like, so many people think I'm like a douchebag.
I mean, I was intimidated too just by when I first saw him for the first couple times. But then that like completely melts away once you start talking to him because he's actually like so sweet.
I remember meeting him actually. I was at downtown and he just like rolled up. He was with Matt Price and he just introduced himself and was like super outgoing. And I was like, wow, this big old dude's nice. He's cool.
Chandler's unique because he can navigate through like the skate world differently, like kind of as like a dude, I guess, but is also like doing so much for queer skating and at the same time is like saying a big fuck you to like the whole skate industry and people.
People think whatever the fuck they want and just like laugh and stuff, but I think everybody shuts the fuck up when they see me skating.
Skateboarding has always been this place that like boasts being about for freaks and for outsiders and for blah, 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 like whatever, but really it's like been one kind of thing for so long. And now it just doesn't seem like skateboarding needs a pat on the back for including people. It's just that it's like caught up to what it thinks it is.
If I had a person like me that was like gay and like just doing shit and like not giving a fuck and just being kind of a freak in skateboarding when I was fucking 14 or 15 years old to look up to, like life would be so much different. So that's kind of like a thing that I've been trying to like hold myself to is like I kind of want to just be the person that like I needed when I was like 14, 15.
He really wants to like foster like a feeling of inclusion for people, whether they're queer people or anyone. Specifically for other queer skaters though, he's really good about like making sure people feel welcome to come skate or come to sessions or messaging them or whatever. And he takes that very seriously. And I think that's really important.
Everyone loves Chandler. Like everyone respects him and he's an incredible skater and person and he's done a lot for us for their skateboards. And like I was with him and he gets in LA like on the sidewalk somewhere and like he gets stopped like and some kids like, thank you so much for everything you're doing in skating to Chandler.
There's a lot more people than just like straight dudes that are like watching skateboarding. Like a lot of skaters literally look the same and they like basically skate the same shit and do the same shit. So it's just kind of like this like flat line of people where like now that there's more diversity like added, it's just like gives skateboarding like a broader audience. And I think that's kind of like why brands like support people that might inspire different people than just like the same people that they've been inspiring for like the past fucking 25, 30 years. But at the end of the day, it's hard to like make it in skateboarding being like the queer skater. Like my friends would be like, fuck this, like you're not just gonna be like the fucking queer, like gay skater, like you're fucking sick. And like I never wanted to just be known as like the gay skateboarder. I just wanted to be known as like the good skateboarder.
It's just all.
Oh my God.